Yes, my name is Emma. I participated to the STEM Discovery campaign last year for the 3 years learning scenario, and I was very happy to be selected to be part of this teachers panel. And today I will talk very shortly about the learning scenario that was chosen. But at the end of the presentation, that will be very, very fast. We will do a very simple activity, such as the one I do with my students when we talk about this topic. The learning scenario that you see was realized during the first or the second MOOC. I don't remember now because I'm addicted to the European SchoolNet MOOCs. So I also follow the rerun editions. So I do lots of them. Anyway, it was about the use of cosmetics and the global ban on it that we know that in Europe they are not permitted, but the use of animal experiment in cosmetics. But I wanted to make my students reflect on the possibility to spread this ban globally. Why I chose this topic? Because it's something that was close to my students. Every one of us use makeup and body care products, and that's why I choose it. Here you see some apps, some applications that are free. I want to suggest that all these tools that I will suggest during this presentation are free, and there is a free version. There is also a premium version, but of course you can access the free version. And in this case, those tools are a good way to break the ice with the students. If you talk about cosmetics, you can invite them to approach the topic to check the common products that they use every day, just downloading those very easy to use apps, and so they can reflect on the chemicals that are present in their everyday routine body care. I wanted to underline that, I wanted to highlight that I'm not STEM teacher, but I think that this topic can be very cross-curricular topic. So because in Italy we have civic education that was introduced as a mandatory in all the schools levels 2 years ago. And this is a very good occasion and opportunity to talk about the 3 R's principles. I go home. As a teacher in a secondary school, maybe I forgot to tell, my students are 14, 15 years old. I try every way to catch my students' attention and involvement. And also the series and the movies can be a very good way, even though not scientifically pure and correct, but it's a way to captivate them, to fascinate them. For example, this series is called Zoo. I don't suggest you, because it's so hopeful that it's fascinating, that it becomes fascinating. I'm watching it with my son. That's why I propose it to my students. But it's about the possibility of a sort of revolution of animals against humans. And so a question that can attract our students is, what about a universe, a flipped universe, a sort of dystopian world in which animals take the place of humans in laboratories as guinea pigs? About this section, for a sustainable science and for an ethic approach to science and the laboratories, I think that this session is one of the most important thing that we have to consider, to reflect on. I think it's cruel, it's not so sexy, and so we have to find, we have to search for alternatives. Here I suggest two very easy to use alternatives. I repeat, they are free. There is the Gizmos application. You just create your class on Gizmos, and you can use the virtual laboratory to dissect a frog. Instead, the real one, there is a virtual, a digital one, but the experience is just like the one you can have in a lab, I mean, for the effects. Or for example, this is the other one that is my favorite. We are very lucky because at my school, Liceo Scientifico Diaz in Caserta, scientific high school, we have a augmented and virtual reality room. That's why we could experiment also the ECVAM simulator laboratory. It was presented during the MOOC. It's a lab in which you can simulate the in vitro and in glass experiments on staminal cells. And so another experience that I did with my students was the use of this virtual reality CATS dissection tool. You can see the links in the slide, but you will have the presentation as well because I give to the organizers. And there is also a list of other virtual reality applications. Some are free, some are you have to pay a little cost to use, but the tools that you can see here are free. Another way to involve the students to call them in action, to promote their creativity, to stimulate, to feed them protagonists of the lesson. My idea for the learning scenario was a campaign, a crowdfunding campaign. In this case, it was centered on to find money to promote the global ban of use of animals in testing cosmetics. And here I can suggest some very easy tool. They are very famous among the teachers and among the students. Some tools to realize this campaign. For example, for the infographics, you can use Genially. For creating the digital posters, you can use Canvas, and you can see they are all free. I repeat. Here you can see some examples, and to record the videos, you can use a very easy videos editor tools such as Screencast-O-Matic, but they are just tips. You can use all the tools. There are plenty of tools that can be used for this aim. It was already told that debate strategy is a very good approach to this topic because it pushed the students to reflect, to compare their opinions about this very controversial topic. And so I suggest two free debate platform. Why debate online debate platform? Of course, the debate can be done in classroom as well, and not in the hybrid and the long distance modality. But anyway, I suggest these two debate platform, Chialo and debate.org, because in this way students can use English as a second language. Because they can participate in a real debate with other people, with other peers, and other teenagers from all around the world. And so they can exchange their opinions in a real setting, not in something artificial and fake like the classroom. Here you have, here we are coming inside the activity that I'm asking you to kindly do. It's the same activity that I proposed to my students. It just an example on how you can you can involve your students in this very important and fascinating topic. And my choice was fallen on the so-called Cinderella between the three R's, refinement. It's defined as a Cinderella because it's maybe the less the less studied, the less analyzed, but I can assure you that for my students is the ones they prefer mostly. And Marcel and Jenny before, as have told us what a refinement means. You can see here some example that maybe will be very useful for the activity that I wish you are going to do in the next 10 minutes. Here you see the instructions. I talk very fast. Also, always my students say that I talk very fast in Italian, both in English, but now I go very slowly because I want to be sure that you understand what I request you to kindly do during this activity, just to let's shake a little bit this presentation that doesn't want to be academic, of course, but it's just like the lessons I do in my classroom. Okay, so you simulate to be my students. You will visit 4 virtual laboratories. They are not just virtual, they really exist in the reality. I'm talking about, for example, Bristol University laboratory or Oxford University laboratories. There will be one lab for each breakout room, so for each group of you. Please check them carefully, the scene that was assigned to you in a random way. You can find inside the scene, inside the room, the virtual room, you can find some hyperlinks. I suggest you to click on, because there are some important information that you could need to accomplish the task. With your Zoom mates, you should do the following. Identify the animal facilities in the room aimed at refinement and explain their function. Take inspiration from what you see in the room, in the virtual room, and with your colleagues, think of your own enrichment products, such as a better cage, or I cannot see, or for example, a toy for the animal that you have found in the lab, because I want to underline that each lab is based on a different animal experiments. You will find pigs, you will find monkeys and mice. Share your ideas on Flinga if you like. Of course, there is nothing mandatory here. Flinga is just like Padlet, is very easy to use, very intuitive. So I'm sure that you won't have problems, but maybe the time is not enough. So if you want to write on Flinga, is okay. Just we will share our comments orally without using Flinga if you don't have time. According to the Zoom breakout room and lab, you will be randomly assigned. Follow the instruction from this Google Doc. When I stop to share this presentation, this is the last slide, I will give you the direct link to the Google Doc. So please download it in order to have the instructions of this slide. So you can have also the link to the lab, virtual lab that will be assigned to you and to your groups. You will find the links to the scene to explore and a short note, very, very short, on the lab you are going to visit. Just a very little, a very brief, quick presentation. To facilitate the collaborative exploration of the scene, one person can lead it by sharing his or her screen. So my suggestion, the same that I give to my students when they do this by their mobile or in a remote learning modality, is one of you just share his screen or a screen, and you just talk about the refinement precreations, tools and modalities that are taken in that particular room. How long is the time you have for this for the completion of this task? You will have about 10 minutes. I'm sorry, they will not be so much, but this is the time we have to complete the activity. After that time, sorry for the typo, you will be back in the plenary Zoom session. I will jump from with the help of the technician that are here in the Zoom. I will jump from one breakout room Zoom to another, just like the silent action research friend. If you need my help, just ask. If you don't need, it's okay. I don't want to intervene. I don't want to stop you and to disturb you. At the end, we will have just 5 minutes to comment what we find, what you have told. Okay, this was the last slide. I don't know why. Sorry. No, the last slide, the last slide was this. No animals were harmed in the making of this presentation. Of course, I was helped by animals to do this presentation. No one was harmed. Okay, so I can stop to share. Yes, sorry.
Yes, so we had a look at Bristol University. It was an operating theatre with a pig inside that was going to be operated on. They were looking at artificial blood vessels. And we saw a number of refinement examples. It looked a bit shocking, but the thing that I noticed was they used a high-tech equipment for the anesthetic flow. And this is super important because it means the animal there's no risk it will wake up. I liked that. What else did we see? It looked comfortable. I mean, it's not very pleasant to see, but it looked comfortable. And it was obviously a lab that was high tech, high quality, sterile, reducing any infection risk, things like that. We didn't really think of anything additional we could, what did we think? We didn't think of anything additional.
But because there was not enough time, of course. Anyway, I think it's good for secondary students, this experience. It's not so traumatic, as you said, Marcel. It's quite pretty comfortable, okay? Like experience in the classroom. I don't want to stall the time to my colleagues for the next presentation. So if there is no questions, we can have maybe at the end of all the presentation, some questions in the question time. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely we can have a small discussion after the last scenario. So